Hello everybody. Welcome. I am Pokemon Journey HD. And this is Pokemon Heart Gold. Join me as I take on new and exciting trainers, each unique in their own way. We will visit new towns and cities exclusive to the Johto region, as well as revisiting Kanto. And don't forget, we gotta battle that douchebag that always gets in our way. We will also catch mysterious and legendary Pokemon.
I like purple.
And don't forget Team Rocket, those evil villains that always try to stop us. Boy or girl, Chikorita, Cyndaquil, or Totodile. Choose your destiny.
Is this Soul Silver?
No! This is Heart Gold. And if you're playing Soul Silver, this is what your starting screen will look like. Alright, so a bit of a dramatic start there. But it's not every day that I start a new walkthrough, so why not? This is going to be a pretty detailed walkthrough. What I mean by that is, every time we enter a new area, I will display a bit of information about the new Pokemon that appear. And this will include details such as their stats, their type, and a bit of my opinion on whether to choose it or not, and then you can make your decision of whether you want it in your team or not. So if you haven't played Pokemon before, this is pretty much the standard start that all Pokemon RPG games have. You've got Professor Oak here, and he's going to tell you a little bit about Pokemon. I guess you could say Pokemon are these mysterious creatures, some small, some enormous, each with their own special abilities. We use them to battle, as well as develop closer bonds. So, first of all, he's going to make you choose whether you're a boy or girl. It's a game. Even if you are a boy, you can be a girl, and even if you are a girl, you can be a boy. This is what games are for. Do things and be things you wouldn't normally be. But I'm gonna go ahead and be a boy. So it's not long now until we start our journey and enter the Pokemon world. We will experience a lot of different things and a lot of adventure. Alright, so before you know it, you're gonna be minimized into this little animated character. And look at that! We're in our room. We've entered the Pokemon world. So the first thing you'll notice is the layout changing. Now, every time I enter a new route, town or city, the layout will change corresponding to which city or town or route we're in. So one of the good things about these Pokemon games is that you can pretty much click and check out whatever you want. As you can see, clicking on that PC will open up your email, and we've got one from Lyra. Probably don't know who she is yet, but we'll find out. And over here is a Wii. Well done, Nintendo, putting a Wii in a DS game. And there you go, TV. So, not much else to do, but go downstairs. So, here you go. Here's your mum. She's also been transformed into an animated character. And she's going to talk about Lyra and her little Marill, as well as the professor. As a mum, she is going to spoil us. She's going to give us very important menu options. And first of all is a bag where you're going to store all those important items, as well as HMs, TMs, etc. Next is the trainer card, which will give you a bit of detailed information about how long you've played and all the badges that you've collected. Another very important option is the saving function. Now, this is a very long game, and you pretty much can't play Pokemon unless you can save. So that's a very important option. Now, there's also these options, which I'm going to mess around with now. I'm going to put my text speed to really fast, because I know most of you guys are fast readers, right? Battle scene, I'm going to leave it on. I love this appearance of the game. Battle style, if you want a challenge, I suggest you go to set. This won't give you time to switch, and whichever Pokemon you switch in battle will get damaged, whereas shift does not, so I'm going to stay simple and keep it a shift. Sound, I never find any problems with sound, so I'm going to leave that. Now, there's not much else to do except for the frame. By the way, you can change your button mode to whatever you want. I'm going to leave mine as normal. And I guess we can change this frame. I want to make it something that's, you know, hearty and goldy. Don't want to keep it the same one. Now, the first one they give you is pretty gold, but we want to make it nice and sparkly, so I'm going to go with this one. It's quite vibrant, but oh well, who cares? Not that important, to be honest. So here you go. Now, as we explore this game, there's going to be different items, and I will explain them as I go, hence this being a very detailed walkthrough. And there you go. Good look at your badge case. You can sign the back, and why not? I might do that right now. Let's see. Now, let's get my mouse. You can't see my mouse, but recording this, there you go, PJ. I use my mouse because I am using an emulator. There you go. Now it's time to move on. So this is it, I guess. Let's finally walk out into the wonderful world of Pokemon. Alright, so in the top right corner a map has appeared, and this will happen every time we enter an area. And that little orange highlighted part indicates where we are right now. Another addition to my walkthrough. So this is Lyra, and that's a little Marill, a little water type mouse Pokemon. But we're not really going to see her for long. So let's just explore a bit of Newbark Town, shall we? House below here, this is actually Lyra's house. Now if you played the original Pokemon Silver and Gold and Crystal back in the year 2000 like I did, then this was actually Professor Elm's house, but now it's Lyra's house. And she's up here stairs playing with her little Marill.
Oh, PJ.
Now another part of this game that I probably need to mention is that you need to talk to everyone. I mean, not everyone, but you're going to learn a lot if you do. And they're going to be people that give you items randomly, and that's the great part of this game. So some people aren't going to do much, like that dude. Pretty much just says one sentence his whole life. Okay, so I want to include another little extra. And that is a who's that Pokemon? Who is it? I don't know if it's easy, I don't know if it's hard, I know what it is. Do you know? Comment below. Let's see if it's easy or hard. Okay, so I'm gonna try escaping, but you can't. Say's gonna tell us not to do that. What do you think you're doing? You're not my mom. So it's a dangerous world, of course, and without Pokemon, we will be owned in the wild. Okay, so you see this little figure over here. He's quite rude, and he pushes us out of the way. Doesn't want us to get in his business, and for now we'll leave him alone. Now don't worry, I will visit the lab very soon, but before that, let's talk to Professor's family, his wife and his son. He's very proud of his dad and wants to be just like his dad. That's great. So now it is time. Oh, it is time. It's time to enter the Pokemon Lab. Oh, I'm excited. Oh, this is gonna be a good time. We're gonna have a good time. Okay, so he's gonna talk to you about his research. He's going to also talk to you about the basics of Pokemon. So, that's right, Professor. Pokeballs carry Pokemon. But in this game, we can also walk beside them, which is another awesome feature about this game. And it's probably one of the reasons I wanted to play it. In general, this game is just visually stunning. Now, he's gonna get a phone call, well, an email actually, from his friend Mr. Pokemon. Quite a nice name there. And about his discoveries, he's found a mysterious Pokemon egg, but he doesn't know what to do with it. And that's later in the game, where we will take part in helping these guys about the discovery of that egg. So, let's get into the good stuff. Okay, so I'm going to start the new part of my walkthrough that I was talking about. It's not a big deal, but it's going to be helpful. So first off, we have Chikorita. Now, out of all the three starters, I'm going to say this is probably the hardest to start off with, simply because the first two gyms are super effective to you. But if you want a challenge, then go ahead and pick Chikorita. It's got a lot of defense and special defense. Chikorita also has some pretty cool healing moves, which not many other Pokemon have. Let's get on to our next Pokemon, shall we? Cyndaquil. If you're a fan of fire types, you will not be disappointed with Cyndaquil. It's a very fast Pokemon, and when you finally evolve it into Typhlosion, it's going to have a lot of special attack, so you're probably going to find yourself sweeping a lot of trainers with Flamethrower. And since there is no water type gym leaders in Johto, you're not going to have any real threats. And last but not least, the water starter Totodile. Now, out of all three, it probably has the most balance in terms of defense and attack. It can take hits as well as deliver, and even though this game has a lot of good water type Pokemon, it's got to be one of the best. So, what am I going to choose? Now, in my last two walkthroughs, I picked a fire type and grass type, and now it's time for a water type. So you guessed it, I'm going with Russian Roulette. No, I'm picking Totodile, guys. I can't wait to use this guy. Not only does it look awesome, but it's pretty badass. Now, nickname time. Okay, so I'm gonna go with a Nintendo favorite. Well, not really a favorite. People kinda hate him. In terms of appearance though, when Totodile evolves into Feraligatr, it kinda looks like Bowser, man. There's a resemblance there. You can't tell me he doesn't look a little bit like Bowser when it evolves into Feraligatr. You gotta say it looks a little bit. Just a little bit. Anyway, so we got our Bowser. Yeah, Bowser's badass. He's gonna keep ranting on about Mr. Pokemon. And we know what we have to do. We have to go to Cherry Grove City. And I guess that's easy. With my new Pokemon, I'm gonna have a good time. So, it's got a calm nature at the moment. So this is another part where I wanted to mention. I want to kind of get a better nature. After resetting a few times, I ended up going with a jolly nature. So this basically means my speed will rise a bit quicker while my special attack will rise a little slower. Now Totodile doesn't ever really learn any good special attacks apart from Hydro Pump, but that's a very late on in the game. But most of his moves will be physical, so going for the physicals. And this guy has a lot of attacks, so I'm not worried. Waterfall's going to be good. Aqua Tail, pretty good as well. But that's still very late in the game. I'm not worried. Not really worried though. Anyway, let's move on. And it's finally time to venture out into the wild with my new Pokemon. But before we do that, this guy, the assistant of Professor Elm, is going to give us some potions. Now potions will heal 20 HP. Right now it's very useful since my Pokemon only have a little bit of HP. So Lyra's out here again. She's always just happy and jolly with her little Marill. 2 water types. Oh, how cute. Alright, so she's giving us another clue. Very big part of this Pokemon game, like I mentioned. People giving you clues all the time. They never tell you directly. But your mom is going to give you a Pokegear. Now, the Pokegear is a pretty big part of this game. But I'm not sure how much you guys want to use this. I remember playing Silver and I never used it that much. But it's basically used to call people as well as other little options such as viewing the map as well as listening to radio stations. Alright, so she's mentioned to us about Mr. Pokemon in Route 30. That dude keeps popping up and we haven't even met him yet. Alright, so, but before we leave, Professor Elm still has... No one's letting us go, man. He completely forgot. He's gonna give us his number, which is pretty convenient that we just got our Pokegear. Alright guys, I hate to end this right now. It is a short episode, but I just wanted to get all these basics out of the way and let you know what my walkthrough is gonna be like. And I'm quickly gonna call Professor Elm, nothing really important. See you guys in the next episode where we will explore Route 29 and hopefully make it to Cherry Grove City. So that was part 1 of Heart Gold, guys. If you enjoyed this and you want to help support this series, make sure you like this video and add it to your favorites. And if you haven't done it already, make sure you press that big yellow button and subscribe to my channel to be updated with all the latest on Pokemon. Go on then, press that like button, would ya? Come on, add it to your favorites. Press that big yellow button. You know you want to.